saw at the beginning of that game up in Maryland?
Yeah, some of it, give Maryland credit. They played extremely well, shot the ball well, they have a very explosive offensive team, and when you add Seth Allen into the mix, it makes him even more dangerous because he can create shots for other people and he can shoot the ball as well. The biggest thing for us was that we gave up too many of those open threes in transition, and we got to do a better job communicating in our transition defense. One guy picking up the ball and the other guys making sure we got the coverages down. And outside of those first 4.5 minutes, game was even, and that's disappointing because you have to start out better. And we had a couple good looks early, and a layup, a couple open shots. And our guys got to understand that you have to play in this league. You have to play well for 40 minutes, and that's a step we need to take.
You talk about those first 4.5 or 5 minutes. Is it possible that any of that's the recalibration? I mean, first game without Robert out there and all that stuff.
You wonder sometimes if there's a physical getting used to situation going on, or if it's a little mental as well. At the same time, no matter what it is, you can't have it. As you progress in the year, it doesn't get any easier, but you do have to, as I said, you have to kind of evolve differently now. And that's part of the season. We're not the only school, only program that goes through that. So, that's where you got to kind of count on your seniors, which, we have 3 or 4 of them now playing significant minutes. You got to count on those guys to be not only lead the way, but also themselves fight their way. And I have all the confidence in the world that they will.
Did Notre Dame show you maybe a little bit of how you could beat Duke, going into the bigs like they did?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously that's something we need to continue to do. 1/3 of our attack is no longer there, but that doesn't mean we, Daniel and Cam need to, continue to be aggressive or even be a little more assertive when they get the ball. And if they read the help defense coming down, we need to get rid of that thing faster. I thought in the first half you saw a really nice play. When Cam got it, they doubled down and we got the ball out to Jason for an open shot. 1, we need to do that, and 2, you need to bury those jump shots when you get them. Or they'll just continue to sag in there on the big. So, I like the efficiency our big guys have had when they've got the ball in the post. I like their ability to kick the ball out if they feel traps or double teams coming. So we need to do that. So I think not only for this game, but that's a recipe for us the rest of the year to continue to increase our offensive efficiency.
You talked a little bit about maybe trying some different combinations based on who you're playing. Could Duke be one of those teams that are not as big and physical as Maryland?
Well, I still, the one thing is, if you look at just a minute distribution, there's going to be half the game out there where we're playing with much more of a stretch post player than a post player, be it either Quentin or Jason Morris. It's a tough task for Jason. Over the last 20 months, he hasn't been able to get into any rhythm as a player. We're trying to make sure that he's getting the minutes to get into the rhythm in both practice and in games, but at many times he's playing 3 different positions out there. He starts at the 2, he'll slide over to the 3, and now he plays the stretch post. And that's challenging. But again, you have to, during the year, you have to rely on your veterans, and Jason is more than capable of doing it. In terms of the combinations, you're going to see us at least 20 minutes a game playing with a much different lineup than you've seen us in the first 13 games of the season.
Is Quentin likely to start at that stretch spot?
Well, I mean, yeah. He's going to play it.
Cam?
Well, Cam wouldn't be considered a stretch.
He wouldn't be a stretch, but right. I mean in the 4 spot.
Yeah. So when Cam's in, we go with more or less our traditional offensive actions with the double post. Eliminate some of the specials that we run for Rob to space and so forth. But Cam can knock down a 17-footer, so can Daniel. And so, we don't have to change all that much there. But then when Jason or Quentin are in there, some of the stuff that we're accustomed to running where you really pounded it inside to both guys, you don't necessarily have those options, so you have to do some different things. I think, I thought in the Maryland game there was times where some of those actions we were very efficient in, and there was times that we weren't. I think as the game progressed, we got a little better at them, and so hopefully we'll continue that improvement.
Coach, it's only 2 games in, but you don't want to fall too far behind anybody in the conference either.
Well, it's 2 road games. Of course you don't. But again, we're at a point right now where as opposed to always looking at what other team, we got to concentrate on us. You know what I mean? We got to concentrate on us. This will be our 15th game. We've played half of them away from home. I'm not sure too many teams in the league can say that.
Do you look to some of the veterans to kind of look to the younger guys and say it's just another place to play basketball rather than getting caught up in the mistakes?
Yeah, I don't think anybody gets caught up. We played pretty well there last year. We were aggressive. We need to do the same thing. The one thing, the young guy the only young guy that will be playing there that didn't play there last year is Quentin. Mm-hmm. And he's mature beyond his years. That's why I said, I was pleased with Quentin in that Maryland game, pleased with him in the Charlotte game. Very few times freshmen that maybe aren't logging a lot of minutes like Robert or Marcus or Chris did last year, they don't utilize every day to continue to improve. They see they're not playing as much, and so they don't make improvements during practice, or they don't see the value of how important practices are. Q is completely different. He's gotten better without logging a lot of minutes, and that's a testimony to him. And I think you saw that by his readiness in both the Charlotte game and in the game against Maryland.
And of course, he doesn't seem like the type of kid that's going to back down.
No, he showed some fight in him, and that was good to see. I think he got 10 points and 6 rebounds. So, on paper, that's 3.7 less rebound production than we would have if Robert was playing that spot. Now, obviously, it's different, but it's pretty good production for a kid in his first ACC game.
Who gets the task of guarding Jabari for you guys?
Multiple guys. Cam will start on him, and then obviously Quentin and Jason will guard him as well. A lot depends on how they go. Sometimes they play him at the 5, and so Daniel could be on him as well. And it's important that they are so good off the dribble at 4 out of 5 spots. And that's how they create a lot of their shots and so forth. And you got to do a great job of guarding the bounce.
Pretty unique matchup situation with 2 6'8" guys in Hood and Parker. It's kind of, you don't run into that every day.
You do in this league.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just,
Maryland had them on the wing.
Yeah,
so.
That's the thing. There is guys with great size, with exceptional athletic ability, and a high skill level. And that's kind of what this league has been known for, It just size in terms of height and so forth has never limited skill level or athletic ability in this league. And I think you see that across the board.
Where does Jabari rank amongst the best players you coached against in your coaching career, whether Jameer Nelson in the A-10 or some of the other ACC players?
Well, as a freshman, he's made such a huge impact on that team. And he's a freshman, so you look at his last game, and that was a typical freshman game, his first road game of the year, true road game of the year. And those things happen. He's human, but he's pretty darn good, because he can hurt you in so many different ways. That again, the one thing I look at, he's got a great skill package. He's got very good explosiveness and athletic ability. The thing that separates him as a freshman is he plays hard. He is aggressive and plays with an intensity level that a lot of young guys haven't grasped yet. And I saw that. I saw him when he was an 8th grader and a freshman at Simeon. And his body was much different. Kind of a chunky kid, but very skilled and so forth. His progression with his body and how he looks and the explosiveness that he plays with is, again, just a testimony to the work that he's put in. He comes from pretty good bloodlines because his dad was a heck of a player as well.
And it's a Chicago kid, right?
Yeah.
So you guys,
Yeah.
it's your old block.
Yeah.